Welcome back. The next topic is going to be tag questions. Tag questions are quite simple. Some people find it a little bit easier than regular questions. But anyway, there's a couple of things that you need to consider, okay? So, for starters, tag questions are added at the end of some sentences in order to form questions. They are normally used for for checking in cases when you already know the answer or the possible answer and you just want to make sure, you know, you you can be sarcastic also with tag questions. I'm going to show you some examples. And one of the main rules is that if the original sentence that you're using is affirmative, the tag question is going to be negative. If the original sentence is negative, the tag question is going to be affirmative. Okay, that's why I included this little plus and minus. Okay, so the first example here is you were Tina's boyfriend. You were Tina's boyfriend. Here we have the verb to be in past. So for the tag question, we're going to use weren't, which is the negative form of were. And then finish it with the original pronoun or subject. Well, it's going to be normally a pronoun depending on the subject of the sentence. You were Tina's boyfriend, weren't you? The intonation is good. Weren't you? You were Tina's boyfriend, weren't you? Imagine the situation, right? You are meeting Tina's ex-boyfriend, and then you ask this question. It's gonna be a little bit awkward, but you could do it, right? Like, you were Tina's boyfriend, weren't you? Okay, now Mike can play the guitar. Mike can play the guitar. What do you think we're going to use here? You can pause the video and guess. Okay, so if you're ready, can't he because Mike is a man. Mike can play the guitar, can't he? Yeah, we're using can't because it's the negative of the modal we're using here. We're going to use this with the verb to be, with modals, and some other things. The next example says, "I am your father." Yes, forget about the space. It's going to be necessary later. I am your father. I am your father. Do you know the answer? Well, this is a little bit complicated. The thing is that you have two options in this case. You will say, am I not? Which is my favorite. I prefer this one. I am your father. Am I not? Or, surprisingly, you can use aren't I? You use aren't in this case because of the contraction with the negative and because am is not possible to be used this way. You can't make a negative contraction of am. Well, not normally. I am your father, aren't I? I am your father, am I not? You know what I mean? Choose your favorite. Then, this example doesn't have a visible auxiliary, right? Or the verb to be. So in this case, we have a simple verb, present simple, no problem, right? Lisa speaks German. What are we going to use here? Well, in this case, we're going to use doesn't. Why doesn't? Well, doesn't is the negative of the auxiliary that we will use in present simple. So this is the required auxiliary that we're going to use here. Okay, Lisa speaks German. Doesn't she exactly? Very good. You're very good. Lisa speaks German, doesn't she? We're going to leave this one for later. Now, you went to Paris. Went. The same situation, right? Can we use doesn't or don't, for example? No, right? Why? Because it's in past, exactly. So we are going to use didn't. You went to Paris, didn't you? Right? And the person is going to be full of souvenirs and things like that, right? Anyway, the final one is going to be. I'm sorry for that. I'm recording live, technically. Well, I'm not broadcasting live, but I'm recording just like that. It will break the glass. The negative of will, won't. Now uh, this is more like the first ones, right? Won't it? It will break the glass, won't it? Right? Okay. So all of these are affirmative sentences with negative tag questions. And as you can see, I skipped the negative sentences for the affirmative tag questions because I'm going to erase all of this. Well, at least the first ones. So if you didn't copy, I recommend you to pause the video and copy right now. Okay? You ready? So, well, I better use this one. It's cleaner. So, I'm going to erase all of this. Yep. Because now I'm going to transform these sentences from affirmative to negative. You weren't Tina's boyfriend. In this case, it sounds like somebody was lying, right? Mike can't play the guitar, and I am not your father. It sounds like one of those shows um, where they have blood tests and things like that. It will not break the glass. Oh, I also need to erase this. Okay, ready? So, maybe you would like to copy the new sentences, the new versions of these three and this one. This one, yeah. And now the tag questions. You weren't Tina's boyfriend. This time we're going to use where exactly. Affirmative because the sentence is negative. You weren't Tina's boyfriend. Were you? Uh, can you imagine the situation? It's kind of awkward. Mike can't play the guitar. Can he? Maybe the person thought that Mike couldn't play the guitar, but actually he was right. Well, he was wrong. Or maybe right. I don't know. It depends. I am not your father. Am I? Quite shocked. I am not your father. Am I? Lisa doesn't speak German. This time we have the auxiliary. So it's easier. Does she? Obviously, well, I need to mention that depending on the on the subject, depending on the pronoun you're using, this is going to change. In this case, we have Lisa speaks with an S and then doesn't, right? So if this was Bart, if you get the reference, Bart speaks German, doesn't he, right? But if I say I speak German, the S is not necessary in that case. I speak German. Here we have don't. I speak German. Don't I? Don't, because the subject is I, is the corresponding auxiliary. Let me know if you have any question about that, okay? You went to Paris, didn't you? You didn't go to Paris, did you? This is easy, easy peasy, because this is not going to change. It doesn't matter if you're you, Lisa, Bart, whoever. It's didn't. No problem. Simple past is easier if you think about it. And finally, it will not break the glass. Will it? Okay? Do you have any questions? Please let me know in the comments. If you want an extra activity here, maybe I just want one extra tag question sentence, okay? The first from each group. You know the drill. See you later.